My name is Carla. I'm here with Mennonite World Conference Communications from my home in Winnipeg, speaking with Max Wiedmer in France. And he is going to share about the situation there in France and adjacent Switzerland, as well as his work with the mission service of the Mennonites in that region.
Yes, thank you, Carla. And I make a short introduction how everything started in France. Initially, we had two regions affected, and we were still looking for who contaminated whom. And all of a sudden, my region was being referred as a third outbreak of contamination. The cluster mentioned is a large evangelical church in Mulhouse, about 20 kilometers from my home. The church has organized, as it has done every year for decades, a week of fasting and prayer. And up to 2,000 people were gathered every evening. At that time, there was no specific recommendation yet. And this took place between February 17 and 24. And 7 new cases were discovered in early March. And I think including 5 from this church. And quickly the media writes, many proven cases of death in France are linked to this Christian community. Indeed, participants came from all over France, including overseas, but also from nearby countries such as Switzerland, Belgium, or Germany. Members of our Altkirch-Birkenhof Mennonite Church, as well as other Mennonite churches in this area, have been present at these evenings. Today we have several people affected by the disease. Some are hospitalized, others are being treated at home, and 3 have died. The data are changing every day, and today is March 25, just to be correct. Funerals are allowed at the cemetery only and limited to 20 people. Otherwise, the population is confined in their own homes. There are exceptions, but globally everyone can only go out once a day and not longer than 1 hour and not further than 1 kilometer from his home. And this only with the people gathered in the same house. And we have a paper like that we print out, and then we have to fill out name, then we have a choice of 5 or 6 possibilities, what we want to do or what we have to do. And then we have to sign, make the date, and make also the hour, and show it to the police in case we get stopped. If we don't have this paper with us, we pay you 135 euros. If a second time happens, it's 1,500. And a third time, it goes up to 4,500 and 6 months of prison. Somehow, because of the beginnings in my area, the Christians are a little bit stigmatized. And I think we have to respond wisely. I think of Colossians 4, which teaches us to behave wisely in our relation with those who do not belong to the family of God. To start, we must stick to the government's recommendation and be an example for others. We are all aware of what we need to do to curb the spread of the coronavirus. And there are 5. 1, stay at home. 2, wash your hands as often as possible. Cough into your elbow. Avoid touching your face, and keeping your distance. Since the beginning of the epidemic, a word has come to my mind, and that's humility. I believe that this is the first lesson we must learn in the face of that disease. And I think it should be added to as a point 6. Be humble before God. And the passage in the Bible comes to my mind. It's in Chronicle chapter 20, starting at verse 10. I just summarize. If any evil befalls us, like pandemic, we will come and stand before you, and from the depth of our distress, we will implore you help. Then you will listen and save. The barrier of gestures mentions hands, elbow, and face. Let's think about our knees, kneeling in prayer in his own room and before God is a first step of humility. May the Lord accompany us daily. I'm also thinking of brothers and sisters in Switzerland. As far as I know, they are not as much touched yet. There are also cases of sickness, and they have also people who died, but I'm not aware of any Mennonite at this stage. Concerning our missionaries from Switzerland, have been in touch at the very beginning, and we regularly are now in touch with them. We have one couple from Egypt who came back for specific reasons. Others at the moment preferred to stay where they are. They are all in good shape, and we have really to check case by case what's the best thing to do. We are thankful to have the sending churches, which are also giving their point of view, family, the network who helps them, and the partners with whom they are out. So yeah, let's pray for all these people who are touched from the sickness, those who are not, that they keep in good shape, and also for our missionaries.
Thank you, Max. Thank you for sharing this news and for this wonderful encouragement to us to begin on our knees, even from home, from our isolated places. This is action that we can take. Thank you for sharing.